guys, it's your girl T. So I wanted to come on here and do a recap on everything that went down yesterday on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. This had to be the most intense Love and Hip Hop season ever. This entire situation was crazy. Go ahead and grab your teacups and let's get this recap started. So in the opening scene, we have Miles and he's sitting there with the counselor. We're all waiting for Fab Ab to walk in the room. So Fab Ab walks in the room. She's about to be blindsided. She has no idea what's awaiting her. So she sits down and Miles Lee tells her that, you know what, for a long time he's had an attraction to other men, you know, and that he's finally acted out on that and that he's dating somebody. So then she says to Miles, she's like, are you gay? And he finally comes out and admits that he's gay. She starts flipping out. She starts screaming and crying and breaking down. So while she's breaking down, crying on the couch, Miles proceeds to get his ass up and go to the bathroom. And the counselor's like, Miles, where are you going? You need to sit here and be with her. You need to be there for her. And Miles is like, I gotta use the bathroom. I'm like, what in the world? So Miles runs off. He goes into the bathroom. Fab Ab goes out and she throws the biggest tantrum I've ever seen on national television. This bride runs out the house, falls out on the ground. The producer's trying to hold her and she's screaming and rolling around. And, I can't believe he's gay. Everybody told me he was gay. I want to call my mama. Mama. And I'm sitting there like, hold on, fix my hair. I'm sitting here like, is this bitch for real? Did she just have a tantrum on the ground like a fucking 2-year-old? Like, seriously? I'm sitting here like, is this broad for real? That's how you act when somebody tells you that they're gay? And especially when you've acknowledged yourself that everybody and their mama been telling you since high school that this boy is gay and that he has some sugar in his tank, but you chose to ignore it. You know, she was just being way too extra for me. All the rolling on the ground, asking for her mama. What the hell did you think your mama was gonna do, Amber? Was she gonna come down to the scene, sprinkle some magic fairy dust on Miles, and then all of a sudden Miles will be straight again, honey, and then get back with you? Like, what's your mama gonna do? The boy's gay, let the boy be gay. So then Miles comes out the bathroom. He goes out there to go talk to Amber. And he's like, Amber, I love you. She's like, F you. I don't care. And then she proceeds to hit him. Then she jumps in the car. Miles tries to get in the car in the front seat and talk to her again. She proceeds to run through the car and go kick his ass. This whole situation is a mess. But to me, honestly, you know, while if it's true, I feel bad for Amber. But I don't believe that it's true, okay? This is why I don't believe that it's true. Through all that crying and rolling around on the ground and being all dramatic, when you look at Amber, not one tear fell down her eye. Her face was barely even wet. Even in her confessional and she's talking and she's pretending to cry, she's not even really crying. If you go back to the scene and you look at Princess, the whole situation that Princess had with Tiara, you could honestly tell that Princess, for whatever reason, as stupid as she is, she was genuinely hurt.
Have a conversation because, bitch, your word don't be to me. Because you proved to me that, bitch, you ain't a genuine bitch.
Was really crying. Like, I felt like, you know what, those were sincere emotions. Yes, she's stupid for trying to be cool with her boyfriend's ex-girlfriend, but she was genuinely hurt, and she genuinely, for whatever reason, thought Tiara was her friend. I saw more tears between Princess and Tiara than I saw with what Fab Ab did. I feel like her being all over dramatic and falling out and doing all that bullshit was just for television. So me personally, I couldn't take her serious. You know what I'm saying? I refuse to believe that everybody else knew that this dude was gay but Fab Ab. Moving on to the next scene. So in the next scene, we have Miss Nikki Baby, Shonda, and Nia, and they're all meeting up. I don't know where they're meeting up at, but they all got on workout outfits. They claim that they're, you know, all working out to keep their, you know, plastic surgery bodies on point. Because, you know, once you get plastic surgery, you got to play it off and act like you really worked out to get that body. You feel me? So they're all, you know, supposedly working out. So Nikki goes to go ask Nia, you know, what's going on with her and Soulja Boy. And Nia says that they went to go confront Nas, and basically Nas showed Nia the cell phone and basically busted out Soulja Boy, and Soulja Boy had to admit that he was cheating on Nia with Nas. So Miss Nikki Baby's really upset, and she's like, when Nas invited me to her grand opening at her store, I got a few words for her because I don't appreciate anybody messing with my friends' man. Moving on to the next scene. So in the next scene, we have Wide Mouth Brandy. So basically, Wide Mouth Brandy has decided to meet up with Tiny Harris, who is T.I.'s wife, to get some marital advice. So she's telling Tiny about how she went to the studio and Max was there with all these women and this ugly ass Becky put her hands on Max, and she wasn't having that, and she's upset because Max is refusing to wear his wedding ring. So, you know, Tiny was like, what? That couldn't have been me. I feel you, girl. That is not okay. He had no business doing that. But then Tiny proceeds to give her advice and say, well, you know what, Brandy, you do kind of, you know, pop off really quick, and you're quick to kind of nag him. Maybe you also need to check yourself and make sure that you're not in the wrong, and, you know, talk to him. You guys need to, you know, really communicate about y'all's issues. If not, it's going to get worse. Now, this is my problem with this, okay? Now, y'all know I love me some Tiny. I done had Tiny's back over the years when people done try to clown her about her looks, her creepy blue eyes that she got implanted into her face. You know what I'm saying? I've had Tiny's back from day one. But I do not feel like Tiny's in the position to be trying to give somebody marital advice. As we all know, not even a few months ago, her and T.I. were going back and forth on social media. They were on the verge of a divorce. T.I. went out to Brazil. He was doing his thing. They were getting into it on Twitter. Supposedly T.I. cheated on her. He has another kid with somebody else. He wasn't there during Thanksgiving. She was going off on Twitter. He had a lot of issues in front of the world, in front of social media. And I'm not saying that relationships don't have their issues and people don't break up and make up and things like that. But I don't really feel like she's in the position to be doling out advice when all her issues with T.I. just took place. Now, had this been a few years, I could be like, okay, cool, you know, she's lived and learned. But 6 months ago, you was wilding out on social media on T.I., and T.I. was doing the same thing to you. So, you know, me personally, I'd be going to somebody who's in a happier marriage than a T.I. and Tiny looking for advice. But that's just me. Moving on to the next scene. So in the next scene, we have Ray J, a.k.a. Really Ray Norwood. Tierra Marie done called him out by his whole government name. So they go to meet up at their usual location. And basically, Ray J's upset because she feels like Tierra has caused all this drama between him and Princess. Princess has officially left them. She moved out. And so Ray J's really upset. And Tierra's saying, you know what? You and Princess shitted on me last season, so this is just payback. I don't care if she moved out. That's what you get. And Ray J's, you know, going back and forth with her, calling her all types of bitches and everything else. And Tierra's going back and forth with him. And Ray J basically proceeds to tell Tierra, keep my name out your mouth. Don't ever call me again. I never want to see you. You're a negative person. You're unhappy with your life. You're mad because I don't want to be back with you. And then Tierra proceeds to tell Ray J to fuck off and have a great bitch ass life. When I tell you, when Tierra said that shit, I fell the hell out. Tierra is the queen of one-liners. Moving on to the next scene. So in the next scene, we have Max, who is Wide Mouth Brandy's husband, and he's in the studio. He's working with Little Fizz. So they're working on a new track together, and they're talking about how dope the track is and how they need to shoot a music video and all this other bullshit that nobody's checking for. So then Max decides to ask Little Fizz for advice, and he tells Little Fizz that, you know, he wasn't wearing his wedding ring, and Brandy came up to the studio and basically flipped out on him and Ray J. And Little Fizz is like, but I don't understand, why weren't you wearing your ring? And he's like, well, it don't matter if I wear my ring, regardless if I wear it or not, I'm still married. And Little Fizz is like, but nah, you know, that's not cool, because as a woman, you want your man to represent you at all times. So now Max is starting to, you know, think a little bit like, damn, okay, maybe Little Fizz is right. Maybe Brandy isn't tripping. Maybe I should be wearing my ring, because why? Ding, 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 ding. You're married. Welcome to the world of being married, huh? So anyhow, so they're going back and forth, and then Little Fizz talks in his confessional about how, you know, even though he's being a player right now and he's sampling a bunch of little appetizers, when he decides to settle down with that one woman, best believe he will always wear his ring. And I just sat there like, Little Fizz, go sit your ass down. Don't nobody give a fuck. Thank you. Moving on to the next scene. So in the next scene, we see Fab Ab, and she's in her fabulous bedroom. Now, I'm gonna keep it 100, y'all. I loved her pillows. I loved her bed set, okay? So she's in her bedroom, and she's crying. And, you know, y'all remember how she was screaming for her mother and, you know, throwing that tantrum about her mother? Well, her mother must have decided she wanted no parts of this ratchet-ass show, because Amber's mother does not show up, even though we're waiting for the mother to come in the bedroom. But her grandmother does show up. So her grandmother comes in there to come talk to Amber, and basically her grandma's trying to soothe her, and she's telling Amber, like, you know what? I'm not surprised that this ended. I'm not surprised that you guys aren't together. I knew Miles was gay from the time I first saw him. I couldn't do nothing but laugh, because Grandma kept it 100. I don't understand how Amber really thought this dude was not gay. But Amber, you can keep lying to us all you want to, but honey, you get the side eye from me. So the grandmother's just basically there trying to just soothe her and make her feel better about everything. And Amber just does not understand why, you know, Miles would do this to her, and she feels like it's her fault. And her grandmother's telling her, you know, it's not your fault. You had nothing to do with this. That's him. That's something that he feels inside. You can't change change that. You know, I don't understand why as women we always want to blame ourselves when shit goes wrong in relationships. If a man cheats on us, we automatically think that there's something wrong with us. We need to lose weight. We need to be lighter. We need to have longer hair. We need to, you know, make ourselves look prettier. We need to go get plastic surgery. When at the end of the day, that man fucked up. You don't have to change yourself and what you are because this man is not deciding to be gay or was born gay, however you want to slice it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that Amber did anything wrong, and she needs to stop blaming herself for Miles's decision. You know, Miles played the hell out of her and, you know, was stringing her along, and that was all the way wrong. And Amber needs to realize that that was not her fault. She just needs to move on and get a man who wants to be with her for who she is. Moving on to the next scene. So in the next scene, we have wide mouth Brandy. And in this scene, her mouth is not as wide. You know what I'm saying? You notice how decent she looks when she's not screaming. Veins in her neck are not popping out and her mouth isn't this fucking wide. She actually looks somewhat decent, okay? So she's sitting there in this, you know, sexy lingerie. And she has, you know, wine and dinner set up and she's waiting for Max to come home. And Max comes home and he's surprised. He's like, you know, I'm kind of nervous. You're not going to do nothing to me. And she's like, no, you know, just lay down. You know, I just want to talk to you. I want to apologize. I want to take personal responsibility, y'all. Keyword, personal responsibility for, you know, my role that I played in everything and for me going off and basically pushing you away. And Max is surprised to hear this. And then they proceed to start kissing and making out. And I just almost threw up in my mouth. You know what I'm saying? But it's good to see them, you know, being happy and not fighting and not at each other's necks. Then they get up and then Max ends up picking up Brandy. She probably weighs like a $108. She's so little and cute. And basically they start kissing again. And he tells Brandy that he has a surprise for her. And surprise, surprise, he went and bought them some new wedding rings. He got himself some blinged out platinum shit. I'm like, okay, boo, them chicken heads are gonna see that you're married from a mile away. I love it. I love the fact that he upgraded his ring. And he definitely upgraded Brandy's ring as well. Her ring was gorgeous. So I was really, really happy for them. You know, hopefully they continue on this path. Hopefully Brandy stops being so insecure and, you know, learns to trust her husband. If not, she will find herself by her damn self. Moving on to the next scene. So in the next scene, we have Mrs. Nikki Baby, a.k.a. the Carly Red of this season, who has no life and nothing else to do but start shit and gossip about every damn body. So Miss Nikki Baby decides to go pay Nas a visit. As we all know, Nas is opening her store. So in the middle of her opening her store, Miss Nikki Baby shows up. And Nas is like, okay, well, what's up? Did you want us to use my pieces? Did you want to use my models? And Miss Nikki Baby's like, bitch, slow your roll. No, I don't want to work with you anymore because you're basically screwing a man who's in a relationship with one of my really good friends. And Nas is like, well, you know what? How are you going to judge me when you were in the same situation last year between you, Masika, and Molly Ma? And Miss Nikki Baby's like, bitch, pump your brakes. No, I was not the other woman. I was the main girl. Masika was the side bitch, okay? Don't ever get my position mixed up with Masika's position. So I'm just laughing at this whole, you know, dynamic between them going back and forth. And Nas is trying to be calm. You know, she's talking in that, you know, calm, crazy girl voice. And Miss Nikki Baby's trying to get crunk. So Nas is like, you know what, bitch? You need to leave my store because now you're disrespecting me. You're disrespecting my grand opening. You need to go. Miss Nikki Baby's refusing to go. Nas is like, security, come get out my damn store. So security walks up and they're getting ready to grab Miss Nikki Baby. And she's like, no, don't grab me. She was like, nah, you got me fucked up. I'll beat your ass. So then she ends up putting her purse down. And Miss Nikki Baby acts like she's about to like really do something. And all of a sudden, Nas starts throwing up in her hand. Like this dusty redheaded chick starts just throwing up in her hand. She throws up in her hand. Then she starts chucking bile at Miss Nikki Baby. I'm like, how low have we sunk on ratchet television that we're now tossing throw up on each other? Like, who does that? You know, I was so disgusted when I seen her throw up and then throw it at Miss Nikki Baby. And Miss Nikki Baby, honey, you can't tell that broad shit, boo. She reminded me of Kimbella when Kimbella got her ass whooped by Chrissy. After Nas threw the damn throw up on Miss Nikki Baby just kind of wiped her face and, you know, kind of wiped her hair. And she was like, it don't matter because I still look good. I'm still pretty. I'm Miss Nikki Baby. I'm like, get it, bitch. Even with that damn throw up in your hair, you still look good. You know, she's a mess. You can't tell Miss Nikki Baby anything. You can't tell her that she is not the bomb.com, honey. fake titties, fake ass, and everything else. Miss Nikki Baby knows deep down inside, she's that bitch, okay? So in the meantime, as she's confronting Nas, like, why are you throwing throw up on me? Who do you think you are? What the hell's wrong with you? And Nas is like, I threw it because your face is so ugly. You've had so much plastic surgery. Your face is making me throw up. And then while she's talking shit, she starts throwing up again. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with this bitch? Where'd I do this at? Are you bulimic? Like, who just throws up on command? Like, I've never seen nothing like this on national television. As she's going in and talking shit, she just starts throwing up. I'm like, are you possessed? Are you Linda Blair? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why do you keep throwing up? Can you not handle your water? Like, what the hell? So that whole situation was a hot damn mess. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't do nothing but laugh after I got over the disgust. You know what I'm saying? Only on ratchet ass Love and Hip Hop Hollywood would you see bitches throwing bile at each other. Moving on to the next scene. So in the last and final scene, we finally have Miles, and Miles is going to some big ass house. I'm like, damn, whose house is he visiting today? So he's walking up to the house, and lo and behold, we find out that it's Miles' sister's homes, okay? So he's there to talk to both of his sisters because Fab Ab, she threatened to basically release all his information and let the whole world know that he was gay, including his family. So he felt like he had to, tell his family first before they heard it out on the streets. So he goes to talk to his sisters, and he's, it's all dramatic. The dramatic soft music is on. Do, 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 do. So then he's like, I have to tell you guys something. And the sisters are like, what is it? What do you have to tell us? And he's like, for so long, I've been attracted to men, and I just feel like I want to be with a man. And the sisters like, hold up, what are you saying? Like, what are you saying, Miles? You need to just be open. Spit it out, Miles. Are you gay? Are you gay? And Miles is like, well, I don't want to be labeled. Why do I have to say gay? Why can't I just be a man who's in love with another man? When he says that, the damn sisters damn near fainted. They start freaking out. They start crying, and they're like, but Miles, we weren't raised like this. We were raised with morals. What the hell are you thinking? And I'm thinking to myself, how the hell were y'all raised with morals and y'all sitting here on this damn ratchet ass Love and Hip Hop Hollywood? People who are raised with morals are not on ratchet ass television, honey. So miss me with the morality speech, okay? You were not raised with morals because you had no problem selling your morals down the river to get a check from Mona Scott. So anyhow, as she's crying, Miles starts crying. Then he proceeds to tell them that he was suicidal and thought about killing himself. And then the sisters are like, no. We're not going to talk about death. We're not going to talk about you killing yourselves. We still love you. You're our brother. We don't care if you're gay. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, if y'all didn't know your brother was gay until now, I'm going to need both y'all chicks to have several damn seats, okay? Miles is gay. You can tell he's gay. Like I said, Miles probably been gay since elementary school. He just didn't have nobody to be gay with, okay? This whole situation to me was just a trip. I'm trying to be empathetic. I'm trying to take the situation seriously, but I just can't because it's scripted. And I'm sure they had to shoot this from several different angles. So I just can't take the whole situation seriously. But anyways, that is my recap for this week's episode of Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. I had a really good time recapping it. This was, I don't know, it brought me through a lot of, fake emotions. Part of me felt bad. Part of me laughed. Part of me was angry. Part of me was disgusted. Only Mona Scott can bring out all these emotions in me on Monday night. So anyways, let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Go ahead and leave a comment. How did you feel about Monday night's episode of Love and Hip Hop Hollywood? Do you feel like, Miles was being genuine and this was like a genuine coming out? Or do you feel like all these people were involved in this? And then how do you feel about Fab Ab? Do you feel like she genuinely did not know that Miles was gay? Or do you feel like she was just playing it up for the cameras? And then how did you feel about that nasty ass Nas? Yes, Nas, you're the new nasty Nas now. Mr. Nasir Jones then handed you the throne, you little nasty ass chick throwing bile and shit at people. How did y'all feel about nasty Nas throwing throw up at Miss Nikki Baby? I thought that was just disgusting. So anyways, let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Go ahead and leave a comment. All right, deuces. You guys, it's your girl T. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share my videos. You can also visit lovelyti.com to purchase any merchandise. Also, don't forget to click the boxes down below to watch any of my previous videos. Talk to y'all later. Deuces.